What's up, guys? Everything Fish here. Once again in the dining room with the worst glare in the house. So I decided to put my tanks. Don't question it. Anyway, we're here at the former fry tank. That in the past 2 days, what I transformed into what you see here. And what this is now a 20-gallon tall native Riffle tank. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that. You can see, so let's just dive right into it. Got so much to cover. For the substrate, I've got about, I want to say like 3/5 of an inch of gravel, ranging in size from near microscopic to half the size of my palm. It goes from that small there. That won't even focus. Yeah, you get the gist. Up to that big stuff right there. Collected from my local creek. Sorry about the cough. And then in the back we got rock piles from my local creek as well. Only a bigger size. More than palm size. Made those together and like rock piles more for caves for the fish. And then yeah, this stuff was a pain to wash off. Even after washing it for almost an hour straight last night. I put it in here. Tank was muddied up and it was down to about 1-inch visibility, so I let that sit all night. It got clear. I did a 50% water change. Well, actually I did the 50% last night, so that got it up to like 5-inch visibility. Then I let it sit all night and it was pretty much this clear in the morning. I scaped these rocks this morning and it got a little cloudy again. You can see it still is a little bit. But it's cleared up, and it's just going to keep settling, and it'll go away with water changes, so, yeah. And then, also, this is like an entire ecosystem already, guys, because in the gravel, there's a few native mussels from my creek that I left in there, just because I thought, hey, why not make this as natural of a tank as I can. This is going to be my most natural tank yet. Got mussels and invertebrates living in the gravel. They picked a few nymphs off those rocks before. Oh yeah, I didn't even cover stock yet. I put my 2 Greenside Darters in here. There's the female one that still needs a name, so recommend one if you have one. There she is, beautiful fish. And my male really likes to hide in these rocks. I've only seen him twice since I've put him in here. But he's alive. So yeah, I've got the invertebrates and the mussels on these. On these big rocks, I've got nymphs that they ate most of already, so good natural diet for them. And then, so you can see if you zoom in really good there. I've got hair algae on these too that I decided not to wash off because Greenside Darters really can show great colors if you have lush algae mats in the tank. Not the soft brown algae, but the green stuff, especially hair or carpet algae. If you get lush green stuff, which I'm hoping it'll grow into, because right now it's just greenish brown little stumps of it. I'm hoping it'll grow lush again. They're really going to get good color from that. Super pumped. I've got all this stuff in here. This tank's only been set up for less than a day. I've got invertebrates living everywhere. I've already got it cycled. There's hair algae, which is actually, I want the algae for once. Got hair algae, there's nymphs in here. There's invertebrates all in this gravel. So I've got an entire ecosystem. This is pretty much like having a reef tank, only freshwater, because everything is alive. There's stuff living on the inside of these rocks right now. This is basically a freshwater reef. Even though it's not as colorful, but I'm hoping to get this developed to where there's hair algae like swirling with the water current on all these rocks. And there's mussels growing everywhere, and hopefully I'm going to get some nice spider driftwood, or the real branchy stuff, to put in here too. Make it look even more natural. So if you have any more decor recommendations, make it look as natural of a tank as possible. That's what I'm going for. Nothing can look fake in here except that sponge filter, because that was the only filter I had to cycle this tank immediately. So that's staying. Yeah, running at about 74 degrees right now, which is absolutely perfect for these Greenside Darters. 72 to 74 is what I'd say the best temperature for them is. I should make a species info video on these soon. Interesting fish. I am going to be making one of those soon, guys, another species info. Probably not on Greensides yet, because I like to make the species info videos on fish that I've had a few months at least experience with. So probably by the end of the summer, I'll be ready to have species info for these guys. Same with the sunfish. So yeah, the 30-gallon native tank is now belongs to my green sunfish only. She has the whole tank to herself. But for some reason, she's really stressed today and yesterday. Whenever I come up to the glass, she runs away and hides. Does not like people in the room, gets really skittish all of a sudden. Her pelvic fins are clamped to her stomach, which is a sign of stress. So I don't know what's going on. Probably gonna do a water change today or tomorrow. Hope that gets her into a better mood, because normally she's out and about looking at you when you come into the room. Real friendly, relaxed fish, but I don't know where the stress is coming from for her. Hopefully it'll clear up. But back to this tank. Yeah, Riffle tanks are just awesome, guys. I've had this set up for, like I said, less than a day, and it's already one of my best looking tanks. In my opinion, this is probably the best scaped tank I have so far. Now, in terms of plants, I do not think I'll be doing any in this tank, just because I had a hard enough time even trying to grow plants in my 30-gallon when I put in nutrients and had a decent substrate. Look at this gravel. Do you think it's possible to grow plants in that? If it is, leave a comment what species you think will grow in that, because I'd love to have plants in here. But I don't think I can name one species of plant that will thrive in that kind of gravel substrate. So I'm just going to rely on carpet algae. I'm going to call that a plant, because I'm actually going to try to grow it. But yeah, this tank's looking awesome. Like I said, super stoked about having this. Got my 2 Greenside Darters in here right now. In terms of what I'm going to have for the final stock for this tank, I'm probably going to try to get another pair of darters. I do not know what species yet. I've been looking at a few. Probably some other darters that prefer riffles, because like I said, natural fish. I'm making this no artificiality in it. I'm not putting a pleco in here to take care of brown algae, because you don't see plecos in U.S. native riffles other than in southern Florida. I don't even think they're in riffles, but they're not even native, so completely natural. I can't stress that enough. So some species darters I was looking at were probably rainbows. They're probably my #1 candidate right now, but I was also looking at bandeds, orange throats, and a few other ones. And I'm also going to have a school or 2 of dace and shiners. Looking at southern red-bellied dace maybe, and then for 1 school, and then if I have room for a 2nd school, maybe something in the Cyprinella genus. But yeah, that's all that's going on in here for now. Wish I could show you the male darter, but he won't even show his face to me, so come on, come say hi to YouTube. Don't know where he is. But yeah, that's just the update on this tank. It's now an attractive tank, not just something with a sponge filter and fry in it. And you're probably wondering where the fry are. Well, they are going to the guy who owns my favorite local fish store in a few days. But for now, they're in a really big breeder, and I mean a really big one, in my 75-gallon. They're doing good in there, eating fine, but they'll be gone soon. So, yep. I'm going to end that video here. Tell me if you like the new tank or what I can do to improve it. I'm open to suggestions, guys. This has to be completely natural. So like I said, mussels, invertebrates, nymphs, hair algae, all this stuff makes it look like an actual creek in my dining room. So, I'm sorry about that glare once again. Can't really do anything about it. Have all the windows closed and only the tank light on. I should just take videos at night. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time.